Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready
Podcast is intended for
Boxing
mature
Voice.
audiences. The views and opinions expressed are...
Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling,
Seriously?
every day I'm
I'm
hustling,
fucking fighting
every
the
day
game.
I'm
His heart's rattling now. His balls have sunk up inside of him. There's a man here that's going to annihilate your daughter.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
The heavyweight champion of the world, the greatest fighter that's ever lived, ever laced a pair of boxing gloves on, ever stood in a boxing arena. Me, the Gypsy King.
Fury under the hands of Sugar Hill is just a different beast. He's a different monster.
Joshua's a coward. Usyk's a pussy, and Dylan Whyte don't want to fight. So if you can prove me wrong, get to fucking fighting. These are all coward bumdossers. I'll annihilate the lot of yous and destroy yous. Submit yous. Tap you bitches out.
Fury's just too intelligent. When he has to box, he boxes. When he's got a triple jab, he triple jabs.
If he holds a handful of stones and throws them at me, he may have a chance of landing something. Chicken! Chicken! Joshua! Where are you? Where are you, AJ? AJ! Dylan Whyte's a bitch. I want to see you. You've got to fight me anyway.
Taking supernatural strength. Fury throwing it over again. And that's it. It's over. Russell Moore waves it off.
STS Promotions.
I'm going to smash your face in too. There's not one thing you can do about it.
What up, and good morning to everybody out there. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nesta Gibbs, joined alongside my co-host, Las Vegas' own Ring Walk, Danny Alvarez. What's going on, my friend? Good morning.
Good morning, bro. How you doing?
I'm honestly, people gonna think I'm throwing shade, but maybe I am. That's, definitely Nest, but it fucking feels great. Look, this is a genuine smile on my face. It feels great to have a motherfucker that wakes up on his own. I ain't gotta call you, text you, you there. And this is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Dudes that want to work, man. And Fury wants that work. Dillian Whyte has been asking for a shot for 600 days, 1,000 days. Oh, I'm suing the WBC. They don't want to fight me. I deserve a shot. Nobody deserves a shot more than Dillian Whyte. That's what everybody is saying, but my man ain't signing. Today is the last and final day. Tonight, Monday night ends. He better had signed or the ship has sailed. I don't know what he's going to end up doing. I will throw in a little pre-pro beef. Me and Rob in the UK, we not seeing eye to eye. I don't think this is a big subject. It is. It's big money on the line. This man beat Wilder 2 times. But the energy for this fight isn't there. It's funny that Rob in the UK, brought up, oh, well, just do another Earl Spence versus Crawford show. That's not final. And he's right. It's not final, but it's crazy that a fight that may or may not happen. More people are leaning to it not happening. It's crazy that particular fight, Earl versus Crawford, has more steam and more legs. Like Fury versus Whyte is a fight that should be happening. Whyte should be signing today, and yet the public doesn't seem as interested as you would expect them to be in a heavyweight fight. Heavyweights are supposed to bring out the casuals. B, the man that beat Wilder twice by knockout. So he's supposed to have some interest in him. He's the, giant killer. I just don't see the hype, man. How is it for you in Vegas? Are they talking about this fight in the gyms, or is it just me? And before you answer that, let me just tell Anthony Johnson, good morning to you too. He sent a Cash App saving us the 30% Raping You records from YouTube, and just saying good morning, Ness and Danny.
Well, definitely shout out to him. And as far as the fight, I think the reason that a Crawford and Spence fight is being spoken about more, at least on this side of the pond, is simple, bro. Most people view that as a 50-50 fight. People are extremely divided. I I've gone to gyms. I went to go see Castillo Clayton recently. I'm getting into it with one of his trainers. No, but this and but that, and I'm this and and Spence that, and people truly want that fight. They desire that fight. People could go without the Dillian Whyte Fury fight. People believe that Fury, the vast majority of people believe that Fury will win. Vast majority believe Fury will win, no problem. So, it's sad to see. Like I said, man, Dillian Whyte's put himself in a position. He's asked for, begged for, done what's needed to get that heavyweight title shot. Finally gets it, and Dillian Whyte's fought them all. His resume at heavyweight is a good resume, a very good one. And if you look at his resume and you're like, wow, he ain't never had a title shot, that just goes to say a lot. But of course, that when it's all said and done, that fight will be a mega event, out there in the UK. And, we'll be tuned in. Let's just hope we get it, bro.
Yeah. So when this fight was announced, I'm assuming that was the purse bid, but it's saying on Google Trends that this fight spiked and it jumped from a 58, its highest it had ever been, to 100% interest on Google Trends. Let me just screen share this. And it's obviously dropped back down to about 51. So again, not as jumping as other fights. I want to believe this spike here that you see the 23rd through the 29th could have been when the purse bid didn't get announced. And in fact, there was, actually the purse bid did get announced and there was a big bid on that fight. But as you can see, since February 2021, pretty idle. As you see, it just continues to say 0, 9, or 10. Very low, very low, very low, very low, very low. It had its spikes here and there to 20, 20, 29, 58 was the highest until they had this 100 jump. And this is Google Trends. This is the world. This is not US. This is not just, United States or the UK. This is the world search. So, there's just not a lot of interest in that, but I'll try and do Earl Spence, but I just switched it back to worldwide so that everyone can see, even less from a worldwide perspective. In America, it was clicking at a 58. Worldwide, it's a 43 and a 29. The highest it's ever been is a 43 in the Google search trends. Right now, it's sitting at a 51 idle. And, obviously, it's big news in the UK. 100% of the search terms are coming from the UK, Ireland, where obviously Fury is from, Canada, Australia, and 7% America.
He's not from Ireland, bro.
Isn't he Irish? That's why him and at first McGregor was cool?
Nah, definitely not Irish, bro.
No? All right. I'll Google it. But as you can see, 7% is America. So when I told Rob this morning, Americans are not interested, and, he acted in the way that he acted, I wasn't lying. It's 7% is America. They're just not interested in this fight. And Dillian Whyte not wanting to participate in the press conference isn't going to help. You need a vocal and, a happy Dillian Whyte so that you can get some big-time promotion from this fight. They're saying he's from Manchester. All right. Yeah, he's from Manchester.
Yeah, no, right now in America, and I know you don't really keep up with other sports, but right now in America, if you want to be promoting any sport, if you want to be promoting a fight for for the sake of this conversation, it's the perfect time. Right now is there's like a weird time. This time of year is like a really weird time. Like the Super Bowl just happened, so football's over. No college football. The March Madness tournament hasn't really started. Well, it hasn't started. Not really. It hasn't started. So, like this next month, it's like super slow in American sports. It's like extremely slow. And yesterday, before the show, I'm sitting at home and I'm like, I tell my cousin, I'm like, damn, is there like no sports on today? And there was like small shit, but that's not what people want on Sundays. And I'm like, fuck, like I wish there was something for me to, look into, talk about, watch, whatever. So if they were smart, given that this will also be an American pay-per-view, and I'm gonna say they as Dillian Whyte and his team, because Tyson Fury's done his part. We see him vocal on social media. We see him going on his runs out in the country and whatnot. So, right now, if you're ESPN, if you're Top Rank, if you're, Frank Warren, I'm sorry. Right now, boom, get the fight signed, announce it, push it, because right now is the perfect time, bro.
I'm sorry, I thought you were done.
No, I was just saying it's a great time right now to be promoting an event like that.
So right now, I'll once again show the Google search terms, which Google runs the world, not just America. And as you can see, this is interest over time worldwide search for Fury and Dillian Whyte. And then if I just go to the next page, Earl Spence. See the difference? Now let's consider these bodies in the hospital. And this is the indication of the person on life support showing that he is alive. This is a lot more wavy. And I don't mean that in the urban way, but we can use it in that way too, because this fight obviously is more wavy compared to the Fury and Dillian Whyte fight, which has practically a flat line. Let's go back to that and look at that. Flat line. Boo! They need to resuscitate this fight. There's no simpler way to show the promoters that they're doing a horrible job. They need to resuscitate this fight. Very few spikes, a lot of straight lines. If you go to, again, Earl, completely different with Crawford. And this is a fight that isn't made, which is a great comparison because guess what? Fury Whyte isn't made. Just saying. Doubling down on the fact that while they think it's a big fight, while there is a lot of money in the purse, they need to do something. This is another indication for the promoters that are out there blatantly calling this a U.S. pay-per-view. They better motherfucking check these stats. Don't look like nobody but Ness is going to buy that pay-per-view.
And let's not get it twisted. Once the fight is official and that happens,
let me respond to Bitter Rob. I'm sorry. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, I'm showing you a graph that indicates February 21 to January 2022. So Rob and his ridiculous crybaby stance of how one fight's been promoted for 4 years, the other one's 1 year, has nothing to do with nothing. Dillian Whyte been talking about dropping Tyson Fury since he came into the game. Stop it. Just stop it. You lose this argument. It's not a big fight. The world is showing you it's not a big fight. That says February to January. And so does this one. February 21, January 22. Same comparison. You just lose this argument. Nobody cares about this fight. I'm sorry.
See.
I don't see any networks. Danny, do you see any U.S. networks like, oh, let's bid. It's a bidding war. No.
Well, Frank Warren won the purse bid, and obviously his partnership with Bob Arum, and for those boxing heads like us, it was a joint. Even though it was Frank Warren, it was Frank Warren and Bob Arum in that purse bid. So obviously it will be ESPN
But there was no Eddie.
American.
There was no Eddie. There was no secret Triller. Nobody showed interest other than the parties involved. That's all I'm saying.
Just what I was getting at was that it will be a big event for the sport. I just
a mandatory? I don't know. Usyk Fury maybe, but Dillian Whyte's a mandatory. Yes, he's more popular than a lot of, if not 90% of the mandatories, but he's a mandatory. He's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, he fought Malcolm Tan in America, like on Bud's undercard. Like, I'm not seeing, again, the data doesn't indicate that. You see the countries interested in those fights: United Kingdom, Ireland, Canada, Australia, and we are last.
We are fifth.
Germany's actually last with 1% of the Google search terms for that fight.
So we're fifth. We're fifth, right?
You're fifth, yes.
And obviously that'll be a fight that is watched in places, throughout the world. What Ness is doing, he's just doing a comparison during a set time window, a recent time window, to compare the two anticipated fights. When Fury Whyte does happen, obviously those charts and those spikes will change.
Yeah, it'll spike. It'll spike. If the fight gets announced, I'm sure the graph will show a spike. But here's another one. Earl Ugas has more attention and a better, spiking if you have it than Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury. This is unique here, where they went to 100 and barely didn't drop for a few days. So let me see. It seems like they might have spiked August 8th and basically stood up there until the 14th at nearly 100 mark. You see, it stood about to 95 before it began to drop on the 28th. And then again, you have your little spikes, more little spikes than the Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury. So, and this is Ugas, as Dillian likes to say, he's old. No one knows him. He speaks no English.
And that's, I know it's happened before, but I wanted to get to the Super Chats. I know sometimes you'll wait and read a couple off at once. I want to get to a couple Super Chats just because we are on the topic. Sometimes
go for it.
Okay, so we got CRB1 with a couple Super Chats. Make sure I didn't miss any. Yep. First one says, "Told you Fury Whyte won't happen. You didn't listen."
What is he talking about? The money is there.
He got to be talking to you.
Yeah, he's definitely talking to me. But we both know, like, he's super capping right now, like.
And then
I don't know. Do you really expect Dillian not to sign a contract today? Is he gonna walk away from this fight?
I don't know if it'll happen today, but the fight, I really believe the fight's happening when they say it's happening. Which leads me to his next Super Chat. A U.S. pay-per-view at 5 p.m. during the NFL draft. Laughing my ass off.
What do you think about that? You're the one that watch other sports. I don't know. I'm gonna be tuned into the fight. I don't watch NFL draft.
No, so I'm gonna be tuned into the fight as well because the NFL draft is actually not till the following week. It's not till the following week, so it is during it is the weekend of the Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano, and Shakur Valdez. But the big day is a weekday, so even for those fights, it won't interfere.
That
makes sense.
Yeah.
So we got
London
another
Runs
Super
Boxing.
Chat from. Go ahead.
Isn't it London Runs Boxing?
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
Fury Whyte is a $40 million fight. Spence and Bud wish they could get half that. Money talks.
Well, Spence and Bud are getting more than half that. Obviously, if you believe Tim Smith, he's basically saying that Bud wants 10. right? So that means that Earl can't take 10 because he's got 3 belts, aka heavy lifting. Hashtag, blame Bob. So it is half that, but again, not everybody knows about boxing. And does money make a fight big?
To an extent, yeah.
All right.
To an extent. I mean, obviously, we look
I
at.
didn't know. Tension was a big fight with a lot of money, and so what's that kid from Dubai, the DJ Kicks,
Money Kicks.
Money Kicks, the Floyd brother. Those are big fights. Then shout out to London Runs Boxing. Those are big fights because they got big money. Get your ass out of here.
I mean, let's play it fair to an extent, right? I agree that to an extent. Obviously, Floyd and Manny's purses, Floyd and Connor's purses, those were big. Some will say that Floyd changed the pay scale in the sport of boxing, but people aren't saying how he also changed the pay scale by fighting Connor. He changed the pay scale in the UFC. At the time they fought, there had only been 5 UFC fighters in the history to make $1 million plus in one single fight. That number's more than doubled since that fight. You get what I'm saying? So to an extent, money can make a fight big. In certain fights, that does apply. So I agree with London Runs Boxing, like I said, to an extent. Big Fish Vega with the super chat. Shout out to Big Fish Vega. Arrow is a big fish. Don't compare him to Fury.
Well, I mean, big fish in the welterweight division, Mr. Vega. Remember that. You can't be the big fish of boxing if you ain't doing big fish numbers, because that's Canelo and Fury.
CRB1 with the super chat. Third one of the day. We not even 30 minutes into the show. Shout out to CRB1.
Let me ring the alarm real quick.
In Jesus' name.
He said, we are hardcore boxing fans. What we watch or don't watch is irrelevant. Pay-per-views are about the casuals who don't know this channel
or Whyte exists.
Which I disagree. CRB with the 4th super chat of the show. He says 1 won't happen. 2, if it did, it won't do 25,000 buys.
Yo, but you covering yourself now. First you've been trying to stand on it. It ain't gonna happen. Now you see there's almost a $50 million purse bid, and you talking about what if it does, is only gonna do 25, which I highly doubt. Doubt with the machine of ESPN. You talking about 25,000 buys in America only? That's a crazy low number.
And I don't know. Do you think that'll be a $74.99 pay-per-view?
Man, I don't know, bro.
I think they're gonna lower that price.
I definitely hope it is not. Big Matthew, you said I missed your super chat yesterday, and I never missed that. We talked about it, but it fits today's show where he says, Whyte is a duck. Eddie offered him alternatives. Duck emoji, duck emoji, duck emoji. Yeah, but I don't know, the context of what Eddie offered him. I seen headlines about Eddie offering him, super money. Even if he doesn't take the Fury fight. So I don't know what that means. Remember that Dillian Whyte is not a signed Matchroom fighter. He's a free agent. So maybe they're a little afraid that he's going to, go ahead and sign a deal with Top Rank maybe to get a better deal in the Fury fight. Yep. But let's switch our attention to our second subject of the day. Jermell Charlo taken to his Instagram and insinuating that Castano is trying to stall this fight and that he is possibly dirty, telling him that he needs to take his VADA testing so we can move forward. Now, I'll go on with his message here, and he says, I'm in straight war mode, and I don't give a fuck what type of tricks they trying to play. Nothing else really matters. I'm prepared to endure pain and find solutions at any moment. One more belt to grab and I've completed a dream that an 8-year-old once had. Never changed my mindset, only to get stronger. Castano pulled out the fight to buy time for a bigger ass beating. It's not on me, it's in me. The air we breathe is not the same. True essence of what Lions Only really means. I won't let this type of adversity slow my grind. I peep all they moves, 2 steps ahead. Somebody tell Castano, show those doctor reports and take them VADA testing so we can move forward with knocking his ass out. Hashtag OHB. What the hell is OHB? I thought it was Lions Only, but what the fuck is OHB? Oh shit, look at my boy Jake Paul. Sheesh, my boy speaking facts. So now they got Jake Paul doubling down on the fact that Charlo is insinuating Castano could be dirty and is buying time, that he's not really injured.
So
look at my man said, facts with the VADA. Shout out to Zachary Ochoa. They wildin'. Everybody acting like Castano ducking VADA now.
So,
and when did it become a VADA situation? Like, when did it become Castano's a dirty fighter?
Look, we saw the WBO president, right? Tweet and suggesting it was Castano's fault that the fight was.
We did see that.
You know, if you go on BoxRec, which obviously for us in the boxing world, that is, you know, the encyclopedia, the dictionary, the everything for us boxing fans, the almanac, right, if you would. Jermell Charlo is enrolled in VADA, according to BoxRec.
I mean, he's a WBC champion. He better be.
His current VADA enrollment expires in November of this year. Nothing is shown for Brian Castano being enrolled.
He's with the WBO, same Shakur Stevenson thing. If I'm not fighting for your belt, what am I doing? Why am I jumping through your hoops of fire?
Well, I'm just stating the facts, given the post that you just read. That's all.
I'm just giving Castano's devil's advocate side. I'm just giving his side. Like, you know, I'm not fighting. Until we fighting, you know, then I could sign up. And he's obviously signed up because it's a WBC fight.
No, I hear you. I hear you. And to answer your question, as far if you go back to the Jermell Charlo post, right?
Yep.
He finishes it by saying hashtag OHB.
Yep.
OHB is a collective of individuals that Chris Brown kind of put together, and given his relationship with Chris Brown, you know, I guess that was his way of showing love.
Well, he been saying that shit for a while now. You sure he ain't just adapt that brand or part of that company?
No, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's more of a
click.
Yeah, more of a I'm showing you love, I'm fucking with you, sort of deal. When Jermall fought Montiel last summer, I was at the fight. I see Jermall walking in at the post-fight press conference, and he's on FaceTime with Chris Brown. So I actually asked him during the post-fight, I'm like, hey, you know, I noticed you was on FaceTime with Chris Brown. Just any words he shared, whatever. And Jermall kind of explained the relationship a little bit, and you could tell he said good question, but you could tell he was happy somebody brought it up because he kind of got to show off like, yeah, you know, that's regular. I talk to Chris Brown on a regular basis. You know, we have a a real genuine friendship in real life. So
Yeah,
and
I've
he
been
said it,
saying that
and he
on this show
and
for
he
some
and he
years now.
and he said it then. Jermall said it then. He said OHB Charlo for life.
I've been saying that on this show for years now that they got a connection with Chris Brown, but it hasn't really translated. They need to get Chris maybe to walk him out, maybe to do a live on his Instagram where he's interviewing Charlo, where like, he goes live and then Charlo jumps on his live. They need, they're not innovative enough, and by they I don't mean the Charlos, I mean the powers that be, whoever is in control of the marketing dollars and trying to get these guys on a bigger stage. But when he insinuates that Castano is buying time, pulling out for other reasons other than truly being hurt by a rib shot in sparring, I mean, am I spot on? Like, do you think he could be insinuating something else? Because it sounds like he's basically calling him dirty and that he's pulled out this fight with a fake injury. I mean, how are you interpreting this Instagram post?
I think he's just letting it be known that he's in the gym, he's ready. He's obviously shirtless, showing his physique, showing that he's in shape, showing that he's been working. I don't know the facts. I haven't seen anything from Castaños or his team after the tweet to indicate like, hey, that's all bullshit. So I don't know, man. Those talks of somebody being dirty, of somebody cheating, those are very sensitive talks that until proof is given, I don't like to speak on. One thing I will say, we've never had a undisputed champion in the super welterweight division in today's era, right? The 4-belt era. Winky Wright, if I'm not mistaken, won 3. When it was a 3-belt era. We've never had it in the 4th. In the 4-belt era. I wish I was at the first fight, bro. It was a great fight. The atmosphere was great. I wish there was more talk about it. I wish there was more posting about it. The fight had been officially announced.
This is another fight, though. This is like the Dillian Whyte Tyson Fury. Don't nobody really care. Like, look, they lucky this fight getting pushed back. Wasn't it supposed to happen March 19th?
Yes.
Wasn't no hype on this fight.
Look,
it's undisputed. They don't really care. Nobody really cares, bro.
And look, a lot of that is on the fighters, yo. You got to be able to promote yourself.
They not accessible.
Listen,
Jermell, listen, my man Val went to the gym. He interviews everybody at Charlo's gym. Charlo told him, yo, you can do what you do, but I ain't doing no interviews. It's like, bro, you going for the biggest fight of your career. AJ did interviews in undisputed fights or unification fights. Like, these dudes are ass backwards. Then the other dude is from Argentina and don't speak no English. Where does he even train? Is he in Cali? Where is he?
And that's something I was gonna bring up. If you go to Brian Castano's page, bro, he hasn't posted anything in over 6 months. Since August.
These promoters should not sign these motherfuckers. Like, these should be requirements nowadays. Like, it ain't just about you knowing how to fight no more, man. I mean, I can't believe they haven't gotten this yet.
And I'm gonna tell you something. In team sports, there's added incentives for accomplishments. These fighters, that's what they need in their contracts. You understand? Because you're not going to get engagement on a fight when you're not engaged in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to get fans talking about it when you're not talking about it yourself. Like,
this is the most provocative news that's come out of this fight.
No, for sure.
Because there's obviously some, people that don't understand, like Rob specifically in the chat. But that's the point. Yes, this is a fight that isn't being talked about, but this is very provocative news for one fighter to accuse another one of buying time and faking an injury and, insinuating that he hasn't taken any of the VADA testing, that's bigger news than, most of these fight announcements, you know what I'm saying? And then factor in that it's supposed to be for undisputed, so yeah, look, he only posted this 10 hours ago. Hopefully, he doesn't wake up and they're telling him to delete it. And hopefully some other journalists and content creators jump on it so that we can end up with a response from Castano.
And let's not forget, Ness. We all saw it. I was there at the weigh-in. The chaos that ensued after. I was there when Castano's handler, his manager, is telling Brittany Goosen to shut the fuck up. You're on their side. I was there. I seen it, bro. That was crazy. That was for sure. There was definitely no love lost between the two camps.
A lot of animosity.
So I was excited for the second fight. I was excited for the second fight, and I was choosing to go to that over the Edgar Berlanga card, which is a very great card in New York City, just because of the history, just because of, what we saw in the first fight. So hopefully we do hear something from Castano or his team, and hopefully the fight does get, worked on soon. I'm not trying to wait.
I think the postponement could only do with some help. Like I said, it wasn't a big buzz. They better hope that this Charlo news, gets pushed through all the websites and people start to gain interest, right? Because what this does, it may not put interest on the fight as a fight, but it'll put interest on the fight as like, oh, is someone going to check in with Castano? Hey, check with Margaret Goodman. Have they VADA tested Castano yet? Like, somebody follow up with Charlo. Is he saying this because he was tested and he knows that Castano hasn't been tested? Like, there's a lot of questions here. Let's
get to a couple super chats. Mr. Steve Chin, 7 months of membership for Mr. Steve Chin. He says they wanted EJ to show his eye injury paperwork. Castano got to do the same thing. This will be the second pushback of this fight, so there's some smoke to this fire.
Nah, and he's right. People didn't believe Earl's, situation. This is boxing. We're not trustworthy. We don't trust, promoters and announcements and news. We always think the worst. That's why Charlo was thinking the worst. So I get it, man. I get it. Who's next?
Somebody said Danny Castano has been posting. Well, if he's been posting,
not on his verified one.
I was gonna say if he's been posting, he's also been deleting.
Yeah, his last post says August, and it was for the Rigondeaux Casimero press conference.
And that's what I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying.
And he's only got 169,000 followers. He out here slacking.
We get to Mad Ben 100. Ness, get back to educating fighters on how to heighten their profile, like using the real names for starters. TBV forever.
Yeah, a lot of these fighters don't use their real names, man. It's pretty weird.
I mean the Charlos don't.
Nope. But that's why their numbers are where they're at. Look at their numbers. If you go to Twin Charlo, he's only at 415.
And then, Jermell.
Now think about this. Think about this. People like to say Crawford isn't accessible, isn't marketable, doesn't have personality. He's at like 600 and some change, or 800.
758.
There you go. So
Jermell.
So this Charlo is actually the one with the quote unquote passion. I'm using air quotes because he called his, his the way he expresses himself. He said he's passionate, and he is the more vocal of the two Charlos. And look at his numbers. Look at their pay-per-view numbers. Look at their Showtime numbers. I mean, they only have themselves to blame. But again, why would you be mad if your check doesn't, like, this isn't dependent on your check. How many views you get on your fight, how many pay-per-views you buy, they still getting a guarantee, so they don't care. And that's what it is. Until you start hurting these dudes' pockets, and I don't mean just these two fighters, I mean fighters in general, they're not going to try to promote. And I get it. They've been taught for so long, just focus on training. But, we're in a different time.
Look, let me tell you something. So, there whatever, let me not say her name is, there was a young lady, Mirna Cordero. She was in the chat, and she just DM'd me, so I want to say thank you for that, because I was unaware. And I believe you were not aware either.
Of?
Brian Castano has a second Instagram page.
Oh yeah? Send it to me.
And I'm doing so now. And he has been posting on that. And that doesn't even have 5,000 followers.
Jesus. He must have got locked out of his account. That happened to Benavidez when I was at the mansion with him, and it looks like he just got his back.
Yeah, so I'm sending it to you now. And that's GTO. So that is now in your DMs. So while you look at that, I will talk about what I see. He has a post 2 days ago. And you see him with only a left glove on, working that left hand as his, he's not able to use the right. Caption says, today's training after visiting the doctor yesterday. No obstacle will be big enough to beat Charlo in April. And that was
so
2
he
days
already
ago.
knows the date.
Say it again?
He already knows the date because, the Coppinger's report said 3 to 4 weeks. But he's saying in April, so he already has a date probably. So, all right, I'm going to follow this Instagram and screen share this Instagram. And this is the other one, Brian Castano Official, which is not verified. I don't know.
Yeah, man.
Who is he with? What trainer is this? Is that No, that's not Silas.
No, that's not Silas. I was thinking the same thing, though.
Yo. Well, and this has like 12 posts. Like, get out of here, bro. I'm telling you, they need to start finding. See, that's what the NFL and basketball and all that shit brings. Rules and regulations. These dudes need to be fined, man. Like, this shit is crazy because they're affecting the bottom line at the end of the day. You're affecting the number. What you do affects the number. It either brings in more buys or more eyes, or it doesn't. And they need to understand that, man. I think they being way too nice to these dudes, man. It's too much competition out here. Like, we don't gotta watch a fight. It's fights every fucking weekend on multiple different networks. I'm just saying.
No, I mean, look, the original fight scheduled for March 19th, there was, here, because I don't want to misspeak. I'm going to pull out the facts.
And that can add to the conspiracy.
There were 2 other cards.
Yeah, that can add to the conspiracy. Is Castano really hurt, or did they just see us too many fights on that date, and we trying to get the most eyeballs possible?
Well, look, I don't know that there was a fight bigger. Obviously Berlanga has a lot of talk behind him, a lot of big names behind him. Rightfully so. Very entertaining. But a fight for Undisputed, obviously the bigger fight. That card did have some promising up-and-coming names, though, which makes that card intriguing. And then Virgil Ortiz also fighting that same day. also fighting in Los Angeles. Let me tell you, the Crypto.com arena, which is where Charlo and Castano were supposed to fight on March 19th, is not just on the same street, but literally only 1.6 miles away from the Galen Center where Virgil Ortiz
So
will
they
be
sharing
fighting.
parking lots?
Nah, I mean, you know what? Maybe at the halfway point, there was some parking that some to the Galen Center, some people going to the Crypto.com arena. I don't know. They're only 1.6 miles apart. So that to me was interesting. I'm like, why would Oscar go to? Because that was the last fight to be officially announced. I'm like, why would Oscar go to right down the street from where the undisputed super welterweight champion is gonna be fighting at? Like,
But that sounds crazy for the undisputed fight to jump off the date. They the bigger fight. You scared of
that's what I'm
Virgil?
saying. No, that's what I'm saying. I don't believe that was the case. I believe there was something that came up on Castano's part, and that was that, But I don't believe, like, why would they're the bigger fight, Now, if it was Virgil, then I could have seen that, but not for the bigger fight. It makes no sense.
Crazy.
So, I'm glad that we did bring this up. I'm glad we did speak on this because now we've discovered Castano's official Instagram.
Word.
So, he has posted recently.
Shitty post though. They look all blurry.
Yeah, the videos do. His first post was 2 weeks ago.
This one is 2 days ago, and he's like doing pad work. That shit look like they recorded it out of potato.
It looked like they recorded it on a 2015 Android.
Sheesh.
But moving on. Let me see here. I just closed out of this.
So this is funny because this Instagram is posting in English.
Both.
Well, this post from 2 days ago is just in English.
Yeah, but look, the post right before that is the exact same caption, just in Spanish.
Jesus. So they got a rookie running his shit. He posted this.
Nah, look, man. Look, I know numerous people. I have personally had meetings with Instagram people. If I, in a sense, a nobody is able to get a meeting with Instagram, Zoom meeting, let's be clear. How is it that a professional world champion doesn't have connects, doesn't have people that know how to reach people? Like, bro, there's no reason you should be using this account. Like, you should, if you did get locked out of your other one, there's ways to, obtain that back. Adrian Broner just did it. So, it's unfortunate, bro, because shit like this doesn't help make your fight any bigger.
Word. It's crazy.
So that's all I'm saying.
It's crazy. Castano right here looking crazy in this amateur picture right here. My man Ben had the half dyed hair and shit. He was looking skinny as hell. But his head was big in the motherfucker, right? Keep it real. His head looked big as hell for that little ass body.
Longest shit. Look at that. Look at that neck.
Yo, shout out to Castano. Yo, and really, he's the only other like Argentine fighter. Like after Maidana, we thought what? We thought Luke. What was his name? Lucas Matias, or whatever his name was.
Lucas.
Not Lucas Matisse. The other one, his cousin. Fabian, isn't it Fabian? No, that's Maidana. Fabian Maidana. He also didn't pan out. What's the Matisse though? There was a Matisse, like a cousin of Matisse that he didn't pan out. Like,
I don't know.
The Argentines have been having a bad stint after Lucas and Maidana, bro.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
They need
There
some help
was
on that side. Castano was the fresher breath air.
yo, yo. Since we are speaking of Brian Castano, for those of you who may not know, Castano beat Errol Spence in the amateurs.
Man, Virgil Ortiz, didn't he beat a bunch of people beat Earl and Amber. That shit don't matter.
Hold on, but it was funny because when I interviewed him on it, he was like, "Oh yeah, I knocked him down like a bunch of times and blah blah blah." And when we spoke to Derek James, he's like, "You know, Errol's never been down." He's like, "I would know if Errol's been down. Errol's never been down." It was just a funny moment because it's like they like 10 feet away from each other, and you know you've been at weigh-ins press conferences. You go to one, yo, so and so just said
Look
this.
at Cordero. Yes, he did. She must know Castano. She related. She was there too. She was at the fight, man. She seen him get knocked down. But let me open up the phone lines. Listen, we're talking Tyson Fury, Dillian Whyte. Dillian has until tonight to sign. If he doesn't, if the clock strikes 12:01, he's done. And then we're talking Castano. Is he hurt? Is he not hurt? Is he taking Vada? Is he not taking Vada? We don't know, but that's what Charlo is asking on his Instagram post 10 hours ago. You know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1. One time to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Where are we on these super chats? Did we get to everybody?
I'll go through them again. I'm pretty sure I did, Ness.
Let me see. Yeah,
'Cause
I
I was-
think we stopped. Yep. You definitely said Mad Bence. Remember, add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation from anywhere in the world. Yo, I just did that anywhere, and it reminded me of, it triggered this memory. So, are you watching? Where is that on? Oh, it's on Showtime. That Cosby documentary?
Oh no.
Shit crazy.
Nah. Good though?
So far, yeah, it's decent. It's decent. Mm-hmm.
I might have to go check that out.
Mm-hmm.
Nah,
Definitely.
bro, I really don't watch TV like that. You know, outside of sports, you know, really don't watch TV like that. I got a couple shows I'll cut on like.
Yeah, see, I don't watch sports, so that's when I do. See, people like, how do you watch TV? And it's like, well, I'm not watching them games y'all watching, so I got time.
Yeah, no. Like I got a couple shows out, you know, I watch that come on like once a week. You know, usually cut them on before I go to bed, but right now the Kanye documentary is what has my attention.
The next episode came out yet?
No,
Yeah. I like that they didn't do what Netflix normally dumps the whole season. I like that they forcing motherfuckers because it's forcing people to talk and get more people on it.
So, did you ever catch the Jordan documentary Netflix did?
Nah.
So they did that. I was in Afghanistan, so what, 2020? And so for 5 weeks, they released 2 episodes every week. So I think it was like Sundays. Every Sunday they'd come out with 2, but that was a 10-hour documentary. So it kind of gave it that anticipation, like, okay, what's next? You know, and they focused in on a player from the team on every episode. So it was just pretty cool the way they did it because you didn't know who you was getting next. But it's kind of the same thing with the Kanye. Like, you gotta wait. You getting that anticipation. You're not getting everything at once.
Yeah, I kind of like it like that. Don't get me wrong. I like that Netflix dumps everything as well. Because, you know, when you want to consume, you can. But this is all right, too. Looks like we're going to go to the callers.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
Don't forget, 1425-569-5241. Press 1 time. Voice your opinion right here. Voice of the People hotline. We're talking Charlo and his latest Instagram post where he's insinuating that Castano is trying to buy time only to get a bigger ass whooping, and that he needs to be taking his VADA test. And also we're talking Dillian Whyte, Tyson Fury, and the fact that if Dillian Whyte does not sign by the end of tonight, there will be no fight. All right, we're going out to Florida's Big Fish Vega.
Let the little fish go so that we can catch the big fish later.
I'm the big dog at the welterweight division.
WBC and IBF welterweight champion of the world.
At the end of the day, I'm a way better fighter than Terrence Crawford.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
Me and Terrence Crawford on this side of the street.
We clean our side of the street, then we come and have the Crawford.
60-40 or 70-30, whatever we get.
Say something else! Say something else!
Big Fish Vega.
Big Fish Mafia. It ain't a movement, it's a lifestyle.
SDS Promotions.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. So yeah, we got this Fury Whyte talk. I know today's the deadline. Hopefully Whyte signs on contract because it's a pretty big fight. But as you've seen, I think when you pulled up those numbers, number one fight all fans want to see is definitely Spence versus Crawford. So, that shows just how big Spence Crawford is. I think we should give him a lot more credit, and the money should show that as well. Also with this Castano injury and Charlo talking, I mean, I can understand his frustration because I've seen plenty of times where like a manager or someone in the team post like an X-ray or them at the doctors and apologizes to fans. And we didn't really see that with Castano. We see he doesn't really have much social media presence, but I could definitely understand why Charlo feels the way he does. And I think our fans are getting a little upset because, like you said, the second time it's been postponed. We want undisputed, and we don't want anything to get in the way. Any of these sanctioning bodies, whatever they want to do, and maybe these fighters ducking tests. Definitely not good for the sport. All right, that's my fault, man. Appreciate y'all.
Big Fish, thanks for calling in. Coach Myers, Connecticut. What is up? What is up?
Well, you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Ain't nothing. You talking about the Fury Whyte?
Fury Whyte and Jermell Charlo's recent Instagram posts.
I mean, Fury Whyte, I hope it happens. You know what I mean? For the sake. Now, the deadline, what deadline is that? Is that just Bob's deadline? Or is that the official deadline for the WBC?
No clue. Rob will tell us in a bit.
All right, so it's like if Bob just said that, it don't matter if the deadline strikes or not.
No,
now,
I mean, even if Bob said it, you got to understand, like, if you're giving me a fight contract, right, the fight's happening on ESPN. We won the purse bid, so you have to abide by my deadline. If I give you a contract and tell you got 2 weeks or the deal's off the table, the deal's off the table. There's no indefinite time to negotiate. That's why purse bids do happen.
Well, I don't know when you do a purse bid, the contract's got to be signed by a certain time, and the WBC said that. But Bob can say anything he wants. But I don't know if it holds too much merit when it comes to the WBC.
But that's what I'm saying. He's already won the purse bid, so Dillian has to abide by it or pull out. You can't just hold up a fight. These dudes got dates. That. They got sponsors, and it's television dates they got, venue dates.
I hear you.
Dillian has to sign by a normal time, or he'll be out.
Yeah, I feel that if the WBC says that, I don't know if necessarily Bob has a end all be all sign by this or fights off.
Nah, but that's what I'm saying. I get what you're saying, that it could be the WBC and they could be doubling down because it's the WBC's belt. But as a fight promoter, I won the rights. I won the rights. I won the rights to promote this fight. So if I give you a contract, I get to tell you how long you have. You can't just take a month with my contract.
Nah, I get your point.
It's over. By law, legally, I'm in charge.
He's in charge, yeah, because he won the first bid. Now, I understand where you're coming from. I just didn't know, if the WBC orders at the same time.
But they saying it's the 21st. February 21st is the deadline for the official WBC deadline.
Well, hopefully he signs. I mean, I would like to see that fight as far as Charlo goes. I don't blame him. It's the second time somebody did that to him, like pulled out right before the fight. So he has the right to feel that way. Hopefully they just show proof and we can move on and reschedule it. But that's my call.
It's crazy that no one is like accusing Charlo. Like they saying this is the second time someone did this to him. How about this the second time he's accusing someone? When Harrison got hurt, he said that was fake. Now Castano get hurt, that's fake. I mean, no one's the bionic man. You know what I'm saying? Like, injuries happen in camp. That's just how boxing goes, man. It's a tough sport. They put themselves through tough sparring to try to make the fight easier. So you're going to get hurt in sparring. I mean, again, you got to get in the ring and swing. Because you could get clocked with headgear and be buzzed, and that shit not feel good for a couple days.
Hello, ladies.
Anybody that know me know I've been a player, whether it was in Alabama, Ohio, or anywhere around the globe.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
I've been smashing Telly Swifts, man. I didn't have to become a millionaire to get that caliber of woman. One of the people's choices, one of the fans' favorites, a guy that can galvanize this crowd such as myself.
He's too ugly to be the world champ. The world champ should be pretty like me.
The AJ of trucking. What? Yep, Brandon in Cincinnati.
SDS Promotions.
Yo, Ness, good morning.
Buenos dias.
What's up, Danny? Good morning to you as well, good brother. Let me get my boomerang and my call together because I want to give shouts out to Kell Brook with one of these calls because I didn't get the call in yesterday. So props to Kell Brook. Leading up to that fight, it seemed like all he wanted from Amir Khan was just his respect and acknowledgement that he was too a great fighter. Amir Khan decided to clown this man the whole build-up. So Kell Brook said, fuck it. You don't want to give me my respect? I'm going to just take it. That's what he did. Went out there and took it. So all that shit Amir Khan was saying at the end of the fight, trying to be humble, I wasn't buying that shit. You got your ass whooped, and now you're trying to play the humble man. Get out of here. But Kell Brook, I would like to see him fight Josh Taylor moving up. First fight at 147, I like that one, or Conor Ben. I ain't buying that Eubank shit. Eubank came to America for one fight, had us thinking he was fighting Charlo soon, took his tail and ran back home and been fighting weak opposition ever since. So fuck Chris Eubank. As far as this topic, if Dylan Whyte don't take this fight, I don't want to hear about 1,000 days, this or that, or how he's being ducked ever again. It'd be a pussy move. I won't condone it. Probably won't ever watch another one of his fights. Don't care what goes on with his career after that if he doesn't take this Tyson Fury fight. All that bitching and moaning about him wanting this title shot, he got the opportunity to do it. If he don't sign the contract, just be content with that diamond belt you got, bro. Charlo Castano, I ain't got much to say about that. Till somebody piss hot, I ain't one to accuse people of being dirty. But that's my call, man. Y'all have a good one.
All right. Looks like we got Tennessee Zone.
James Payne is my name, partner, how about you? Standing on my property and I'm gonna see about you. If I come out on my porch, I see you chilling in your wheel. Boy, I hope you know somebody better be waiting on the bitch. James Payne, baby, see me pissing on the post. If we're playing basketball, you might see me in the post.
TBV out of audio sound.
Straight.
Man, you know what it is. It's me checking in from the great state of Tennessee. It's your boy James, Payne. You know what it is, Mr. Lethal himself. And you know how my mornings go. The best part of waking up. Man, y'all know the slogan from the 80s. Man, TVV in my cup. And shout out to the TVV alumni that made that slogan world famous. Your boy is on the grind, man. Once again, blue collar dollar grind. Shout out to Kell Brook. Didn't see the fight. I had other things going. I was working a show in Cleveland, Tennessee that had a raucous crowd. Made some more stacks, some stacky stacks for the boxing promotions and things like that. So we had shit going on. But congratulations, Kell Brook, on your victory. Shout out to the TVV family. I heard Charlo is barking and talking his shit this morning. You know what I'm saying? Keep talking your shit, champ. Just don't, make them blank accusations, because them accusations hurt, man. When you be accusing people of doing shit and they probably ain't even doing the shit. But I know they got to get some hype going about the fight, because it seems like a lot of people ain't really been talking about their fight, and that is an undisputed fight, and it's another weight class that we will clear up the confusion there. So I'm all for clearing up confusion in boxing. So I would love to see that undisputed fight take place, man. So I want Castano to go and get well or whatever the situation is. Let's get some rectification on that. Get them boys in the ring and let them do their damn thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and hop out and listen to some of the other callers, but I appreciate y'all coming to me, because I got a lot of grindage to do out here, man. So I'm about to get back on it and pick up the pace. But once again, it's your boy James, Payne, from the great state of Tennessee, getting ready to check out, telling y'all, man, hit that thumbs up button on this and each and every episode of the Boxing Voice, because y'all know what this is, man. This is the illest, trillest, dopest boxing podcast in the galaxy. And if you don't know where you're at astrologically, man, it's the third route from the sun, man. So go ahead, take the plunge, jump in the TBV pool, because the water's just fine, man. Appreciate y'all. I'm gonna holler at you. Oh yeah, one more thing, Ness. I met your boy Harold Hunt, man. Thank you for the
That's what's up.
For letting me thank you for everything you do for me, champ, because that man approached me and he was like, "Damn, are you D James Payne?" And I was like, "What you mean, D James Payne?" And he was like, "D James Payne, they call it to the Boxing Voice." And I was like, "Yeah, I call it to the Boxing Voice." And that man was like, "Bro, you famous." And I was like, "What? You more important than me? You the fucking commissioner and the judge, and you the boss, you the capo in this motherfucker. You way more important than me." But he showed me mad love, man, and he was just happy to meet me. So you gave me a platform with people in the boxing community that's well ingrained and deep in the boxing community, giving me props. So I just appreciate that. So, TBV, man, we make a difference. So I just want y'all to know that. Thank you, Ness, and I'm gonna holler at y'all.
All right, brother. Appreciate it. I'm glad. Shout out to Harold Hunt, man. He's my guy, man. He was supposed to be out in one of the border wars. It didn't really work out. But he's always listening.
Brooklyn Zoo is coming through your town. Let's get to it. When you see old dirty bastards in a position like that, then you know that I'm getting ready to bust your.
I love my TVV comrades.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
Listen, man.
What?
Goddamn slight crime, goddamn child shame. That's all I need, and I'm good.
SDS Promotions.
Hey, yo, Ness, you hear me?
Yes.
You hear me, right? Listen, man, love my TVV comrades. Love my TVV live chat comrades. Don't hold me back today, Ness. Let's get to it. Con me. Listen, man, this goddamn Dillian Whyte, who the fuck he think he is? Cinderfella? He think he Gizmo from Gremlins after 12 o'clock? Sign the contract, punk. Wilder couldn't get your ass. Let Fury feast on you, man. Fuck out of here, man. I don't want to hear no 7 days, Craig David, all that bullshit. 1,000-day bullshit. Get out of here, man. Sign the contract. Stop pump faking, man. Stop pump faking, motherfucker. And listen, man. Yo, this Charlo shit, Did you know, yo, it's a fix in my switch them up real quick. They know goddamn well Virgil Ortiz was there. What this OBH shit, man? We only bone holes? You got Chris Brown as your man. You ain't hyping shit up. You ain't pumping nothing up. Pump the fight up, man. Fuck you think you is? You can't do no interview like you fucking the Pope or exclusive. Fuck out of here, man. That's why boxing is fucked up. Cause y'all dudes don't wanna, yeah, you nice with the hands, but you gotta be nice with the mouth. That's why we fuck with the Wolfman Keith Thurman. Cause he know how to talk that hot shit. Talk that hot shit, man. Yo, Ness, Chris Brown, your man, right? You would have him on here, you have him on here wilding. Come on, man. Let's get this fight hyped up. Peace, peace, peace. Love y'all.
All right.
All right.
LV Slugger. LV Slugger.
Only time y'all see me in rage is when I turn into the Bronze Mama. I want a body, and he gonna be the body. The ambulance better be ready. The medical better be ready. The referee better be ready. They better have that towel to be able to throw it in.
SDS Promotions.
Was he right?
LV Slugger. LV. Mr. CYP in place of LV.
What's up? Happy
up?
Monday. Happy Monday, man. Listen, I'm going to show you guys how you do a dude you really don't like, right? Everybody should know I don't like Dillian Whyte, never have. Think he's a clown. But I also want him to get his shot at the title. I also want him to get up in there with Tyson Fury and get his ass stoned, right? And I ain't talking about his weight. I really want him to catch that beat down. See, that's what you do when you don't like somebody. You don't make up excuses on he don't sell, who has he fought, what's his resume. You don't do that. You don't do that. No, you want him to get up in there with your guy and get his ass whooped. See, that's the difference. And that's why I know some of y'all Canelo fans are just goddamn scared. Because if you really don't like Charlo, let him get his ass whooped. Like I want Dillian Whyte to get his ass whooped. See, y'all probably gonna be mad because I said that, but y'all know y'all scared. When it come down to Charlo. Remember how we always talk about Undisputed means so much? It means so much. No, it doesn't. The only reason this fight means a lot is because the last fight was a draw. That's the only reason Charlo really wanted to get up in there and get that dude, because it was a draw. So his Undisputed is disputed. But before that, nobody really needed this fight to prove that Charlo was the best at 154. But with that draw, damn it, now you got the man mad. I hope the fight happens, but end of the day, all Undisputeds ain't created equal. We don't care about all Undisputeds. We need to stop pretending like we do. We really don't. But this one I'm willing to see, and hopefully it happens one day, because I already told y'all I'm rocking with the Lions, and it's not just Lions only, because it's Tank and it's Wilder and it's Bud. CYP out.
We should care about all Undisputeds though, right, Ness? I mean, that's the whole. I don't think there's a boxing fan in the world that wants any weight division to have numerous champions, right? It should be one face, one name, and we should care about Undisputeds. You know what I'm saying? I cared when Usyk became undisputed. I cared when Terrence Crawford became undisputed. I cared when Josh Taylor became undisputed. I cared when Canelo Alvarez became undisputed. There's 6 in the history. I just named you 4 in the last 5 to 6 years. We should care.
Yeah, I watched them all, you know. You just lose interest, though. Some of these are dragging. The heavyweight division is dragging the Undisputed. The welterweight division is dragging the Undisputed. And obviously now this one has really dragged.
Well, I mean, no, and that's something that's been an issue throughout the history of the sport, right? Which is why we have such few. But I just want to show you some, and granted, this isn't a 4-belt era, but some of those have been in these recent years, and we've been able to see more and more of it, and that's the way it should be. It's are some dragging, absolutely, but the Charlo fight that was made ended in a draw. I want to see it again. I'm mad it didn't happen already because that was July of last year, you know, so we're talking already 7 months, 8 months maybe. So
For sure. NO, New Orleans. What's going on?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you a young fella, and he comes from the Magnolia.
Whoa. What's happening? What's happening, Ness?
What's up?
What's up? What's up, Danny?
What's up,
saying? Let's
NO?
wake up. Let's get it, man. Let me start off with Dillian Whyte, bruh. I agree with CYP. I want to see Dillian Whyte get smashed. I want the fight to go down. I want Dillian Whyte to step up. All that shit you've been talking for years, now it's time to get in the ring with somebody we want you to fight. All this time you've been fighting people we didn't want to see him fight. Now we get the fight we want. Sign the contract. Let's make it happen. All right, moving on. Charlo. Undisputed to me, undisputed do mean something because nobody can dispute he the man right now. But it's an extra feather in your cap, and that just solidify your spot in history. You know what I'm saying? You can be a unified champion, people might forget about it, but you can't forget about an undisputed champ. It just won't happen. You know what I'm saying? You just edged your name in history. Now, for the VADA testing, we gotta keep the same energy. Now when Tony Harrison came on the show and he was talking about a water bottle and shit, nobody told him nothing. We let him get his shit off. He came with the water bottle shit, accused the man of, you know what I'm saying, putting something in his water bottle or whatever. Nobody said nothing. Like Charlo feel like the second time somebody pulled out a fight on him and he ain't taken a VADA test yet. So I mean, I can't blame the man for feeling like something going on until we find out something ain't going on. You know what I'm saying? So I think we need to keep the same energy. Harrison ain't have no proof. I ain't hear nobody say nothing about Harrison accusing Charlo. So if Charlo feel a certain type of way, we gotta respect it. And that's my call, man. Shout out to TBV. Shout out to the chat. Y'all hold it down. I'm out.
And shout out to you, man. Appreciate you calling in. Omar, what up?
Yo, what is going on, Ness?
Chilling.
Good stuff, man. Listen, I hear you talking about Dillian Whyte, right? Listen, this all started with 80-20, man, because we all know this fight is not an 80-20 fight. I think minimum Dillian Whyte should be on his 70-30. And I think that Dillian, because listen, first of all, Dillian ain't your average mandatory, right? He's not what Yildirim was to Canelo. This guy, he comes with a lot of backing, a lot of fans, and, you know, he holds weight himself. But the issue I think Dillian's having right now is he's spending so much money on these lawyers, right? He's probably paying them crazy money by the hour. And he's in too deep because it don't look like he's going to get nothing back in terms of this. I don't know if it's the extra 10% or so that he wants. But, you know, he's in too deep to look back and admit now that he's pretty much wasted all this money when he looks like he's not going to get a return on it. Plus, a lot of this money, I think, he's planning to pay these lawyers with is with the earnings he's going to get from this fight. So that's going to be a big issue for him. And, so I expect him to be very difficult throughout this whole promotion. And the other thing is, people are saying, "Oh, how can Whyte ask for more money to promote the fight?" But I remember when AJ had the rematch with Andy Ruiz. Ruiz was asking for more money for a contract which essentially was fully signed, and there was really nothing to negotiate. But he managed to get a few extra, I don't know the figures, but he managed to get paid for doing some promotion. So, you know, it has happened before. But yeah, expect Dillian to make these people sweat every chance he has. And I think in the end, they're probably going to think we should just pay him that extra 5 or 10%.
Isn't an extra 10 going to the winner?
Yeah, I mean, he'll make 11 million if he wins.
Yeah, I mean, I hear that, but listen, he for him, it's about the value of the fight. I mean, it's easy to say, yeah, he'll get 11 million, which sounds great, but the value of what he's worth to this fight, I mean, it's not 80-20. So it's easy to look at it and say, well, I should be happy I'm getting 11 million, but you got to know your worth, and his worth is not, it's not 80-20, and that 10% shouldn't be, I think he's thinking that 10% shouldn't be based on if I win the fight. That should be in my bank account regardless.
I hear you. But you only as good as what you can negotiate. Bob Arum, they jumped the gun. They went to the convention. This is why it's important. People say, "Oh, I don't want to talk politics, Ness." All right, well then be the trainer or the coach or the dad that brings your father up in this sport, and this happens. Where you didn't want to talk politics, you wanted to be in the gym, you just want to train. And then you got Bob and Carl Moretti at the convention dropping petitions to get your purse dropped. You know what I mean? So every aspect of this game matters, man.
I hear you. That's clearly. I mean, I think Dylan Whyte and Devin Haney as well. They're probably starting to realize this as well. You got to network with these people, man.
Yeah, man. It's a tough world. This sport is crazy, bro. I love it though.
Yeah, you gotta love it, man. There's no other sport like this. That's my coolness.
Omar, you the man. Thank you for calling in. Matthew, what's up?
Hello, Ness.
Hello.
I was here listening to that Dillian Whyte, Shillian Shite man fan talking about how Dillian Whyte's not a big fucking entitled duck who's been knocked out twice. Likes to get knocked out by old Eastern Europeans and then demands more money. The guy's getting an opportunity at the heavyweight title, but now he wants more money. I wasn't hearing about that he wanted more money all these years when he just wanted his shot. But now all of a sudden it's about money. I hope he doesn't take the fight. I know the WBC throw him to the back of the queue and get someone else and give someone else that life-changing money. Because Dillian Whyte's entitled. He thinks he's owed that money or something. And he is getting 30% if he wins the fight. And that's all he's worth. He's been knocked out twice. And that's it, yeah.
All right. I got Bo. What up? Is this 3kings.com?
Yeah.
What's good, champ?
What's good, man? What's good?
How you doing?
What's going on, man?
All good.
I'm over here
good.
sitting here listening to the show as always, man. Listening to you guys. So I know you guys talking about Dylan Whyte. Here's the thing, and it always seems to be a situation with Dylan Whyte when it comes to getting these fights. Because remember, if I'm not mistaken, he turned down the fight with Anthony Joshua once upon a time, right, for the title. If I remember correct.
Yeah, but it was that rematch clause. They offered him $4 million with a one-way rematch. No rematch for him, rather, and a rematch clause for AJ. The same shit AJ been getting. If he lose, you got to beat him twice.
Right, and and my thing is, at some point, Dylan just gonna have to understand. Listen, man, you're not gonna be on the top side of these negotiations. If you want that title, if you truly believe you can win, you're gonna have to take, a deal that you're not happy with, only to try to get that title. And then guess what? Because there's no, if I'm not mistaken correctly, I remember Eddie Hearn saying something about, they're not going to try to do a rematch clause with Tyson Fury. Even Frank Warren was like, we don't need a rematch clause with him. Okay, well, if that's the case, man, go out, win that fight, and then if they try to come back with you, then you hit them up for more money. Because you got an opportunity for the World Heavyweight Championship, something that's been eluding you. If he lets this pass him right now, I'm not sure he gets another chance. I'm not sure he gets another shot. And then what? Then, what's his reasons going to be? Oh, man, I didn't like the money. Well, a lot of times, a lot of these fighters don't like the money. But to get that championship, to put them in play for where they can get that money back on the back end or the renegotiation, they got to take that fight. Floyd Mayweather's had to do it. Canelo Alvarez has had to do it. So Dylan Whyte, this is his last shot. I don't understand why I get it if he's upset about the 80-20. I actually get that. And I think even the WBC had even backed him on that. So I kind of get it. But at this point in your career, hey, you got to go ahead on and go all in and go out there and win that title, because if he don't take it right now, I highly doubt if he gets a second shot at this.
For real, man. Shout out to you, man. I see all the work you're doing, and thank you for using some of our interviews in some of your articles. We appreciate the credit and the fact that you listen to the show. Yeah, man. Appreciate it, bro.
Most definitely, man. Anytime, man. All you got to do, you know me, man. Hit me up. Let me know what you got. I don't care what it is. Them border wars, I love them. I definitely love those border wars, man. Anything you guys got, because boxing is not just about the big name. It's about the guys that's in the trenches trying to make a name for themselves also. So we want to get everybody out there, man. That's what makes the sport great.
Appreciate it, man. And I'm with you 100%. We going out to the United Kingdom. Big Nick, what up?
Yo, what's up, Ness, man? What's going on, TBV? Shout out to the chat, the back corner. Listen, man, I do agree with the last caller, what he said about, take the short money and prove yourself, because Dillian has been going on about getting his shot for a long time now and has been talking about the 1,000 days. But one thing I want to just mention this, man, is the WBC, bro. It seems like they're making the rules up as they go along, not just with this, but with the whole Haney Kambosos thing. Like, it's starting to get ridiculous. Doesn't the interim champ come with like a natural 45-55 split or 60-40 split?
Interim's supposed to get 45%.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't even blame Fury and Bob and them guys, because at the end of the day, they can do shit. They can do whatever they want. It comes down to whether the WBC sanction it, and for them to have done that, bro, I think I mean, Mauricio Silliman is almost like a cancer to boxing, to be honest, bro. And on the second point, I just want to shout out to Kell Brook, obviously, for the win. That's a big win. It's been a long time coming. I had Khan, to be honest, for most of the way, and I changed my mind at the end. But listen, I wouldn't mind seeing Furman and Brook, see who's got the most left out of the two of them. It would be a good name for either of them and go out with a bang and whatnot. And if Furman wins, then maybe he can get the bigger fights off the basis of getting that name in Brook. But yeah, that's my call.
Oh, shit. We was just talking about when we going to see the next Argentine fighters that they doing bad in terms of, not having a lot of crop coming up. Samson Lewikovic, who made some noise on our show not too long ago, just signed a pair. He signed Sebastian Horacio? Oh, wait, you said the H is not. Let me send it to you.
Yeah, it'd be Horacio.
Horacio.
HORACIA.
Something like that. I'm
something like that.
I'm sending it to the champ of pronunciation. And then he signed Leon.
Yeah, so that right there, Sebastian Horacio, La Promesa, which is the promise.
The promise. I like that. I wonder if he translated it literal, though. Well, yeah, I guess it could only be the promise, right?
Yeah. And then Leon Gavilan. Or maybe it's Leon Gavilan.
So it says here, it's a co-promotion signing. Super middleweight contender Sebastian, so that's 168. He's 18-3-6. And undefeated welterweight, super welterweight, which is 154. Leon Gavilan is 5-0 with 1 KO. Sounds like he signed some B-sides. No, I'm sorry. I don't know.
I mean,
bro, 5-0 with 1 KO. Like, yo, you supposed to be knocking out the first couple people you in there with. So Samson must see something special in my man right here.
Yeah, let's remember Marcos Maidana, how many years he had already took losses, already looked like, in that Broner fight, who really thought he was going to win,
Yo, so Papechi, that's how you say his last name?
I thought that was the promoter's name.
Nah, La Promesa Papechi. It's Sebastian Rosario La Promesa Papechi.
Okay.
But he's ranked 38 in the WBC. Samson trying to make sure if he don't win with the other Burning Inferno, he got himself a wild card in the 54 rankings. Okay. Oh, he says renewal. So he already had La Promesa Papechi. So he's re-signing Papechi. Shout out to Samson. He be finding them, man. They ain't always all great, but he, he's made a name for himself, bro. I mean, just with the Pacquiao alone, the Martinez, Benavidez, Fortuna. Man, them some hitters right there. All right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No questions about it.
Yeah, man. I got Hawk in Maryland. What's up?
Yo, what up? Yo, Nash, what's up? And
Danny.
I ain't expect you to come to me. Excuse me. Ringwalk Danny, what's up, man? Damn, man, you caught me off guard, boss. Shout out to Brandon Lenz, bro, super producer. The Dillian Whyte joke, man. In my neighborhood, man, when you call for somebody like that over and over again, he wants the championship, he wants the title, he wants all that, and then don't do it. That shit is gay, bro. He just needs to speak up or something. But he holding up boxing with that noise, man. All of a sudden, this is the boxer's problem, though. They become divas, bro. He's been calling for this fight nonstop, bro. And then when he get it, now he's gone silent. That's just crazy, man. Now it's about money. Everybody hollering about Dillian Whyte and the money, but Dillian Whyte was just asking for the fight. He was saying he wanted to be champion. Now it's all about money when he gets in line to get it. It's just crazy. It's backwards to me. But what I was about to say, the Charlo jump. Charlo was a monster. I'm just waiting for Charlo to get that boy in there and fight. It's a lot of that peg use going on, man. So Charlo think that the dude might be trying to cycle off or something. I mean, a lot of stuff been going on with that peg use and stuff. So, but I think, another thing, Canelo. Canelo is not going to fight Benavidez, and he's not going to fight Bivol. So we can narrow that list down for Canelo, because them two guys, he ain't going to fight. And one other thing I wanted to ask you, Ness. What else was on it you was talking about today?
I mean, I think that's pretty much it. It's just those two topics. I mean, obviously we had a little small debate about the popularity of both these subjects. But
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that was it then. All right, well, I'm just going to shout out to Earl Spence to punish Ugas, and I can't wait till Shakur demolishes Valdez. Shakur going to walk through that boy. That's my call. Ness. I appreciate TBV. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Thank you, Ness.
Thank you. All right. Looks like we have a super chat from London Runs Boxing. And I'm going to drop the Skype link in the chat so anybody that wants to call can do so. Join Skype there. Make sure if you join in the conversation, you mute yourself, though, so that you don't mess up the audio quality. But if by clicking that link, you should be able to join the conversation. For all you little typers, don't type when you can Skype and voice your opinion right here on the Voice Other People hotline. Let me see. We got London Runs Boxing. It says, oh, shit. Let me go here. So London Runs Boxing says, boxing fans crazy. The WBC break their own rules to give Whyte 20% instead of 30%. 30%, 45%, but it's Whyte's fault. The 15 to 20% is millions. Yeah, I mean, this is what happens when people don't keep the same energy, Maybe karma wouldn't show her face if people would have been backing Devin Haney when, Lomachenko went to the WBC convention and took franchise status. And instead, everybody ran with the whole email chant. Maybe this wouldn't have happened if people would have backed Charlo when Canelo accepted franchise status, because allegedly he did not ask for it. So, maybe this wouldn't have happened. But because those things happen and you allowed those to happen, that's why this is happening.
Different sanctioning body, but let's not forget something. I mean, basically the same thing happened with Shakur Stevenson and Jermell Herring, right? Shakur, Jermell being the champion, but Shakur was like, look at my past purses, look at what I've done. I deserve more than that split.
Yep. It's what I said before we got into this thing. It's about what you can negotiate, man. As simple as that. Big Matthew says Fury, $20 million. Whyte, $300,000. Fury, $20 million. Whyte, 300,000 pound purse. 80-20 is fair. And we got Big Matthews with a counterpunch. What up?
Hello, thanks, Ness. I just want to explain to people about WBC rules, because most of you have never even fucking read the rules. The rules say 45% up to, in exceptional circumstances, depends on the market value of the fighter. Tyson Fury has been declaring $20 million purses to WBC and paying them accordingly. Dillian Whyte's been declaring £300,000 purses. Whether that's true or not, he's been declaring that and paying a cut of that. So either he's only worth 300 grand or he's been ripping off the WBC. You decide. Also, he's taking WBC to court. How can you expect the WBC to do you any favours when you're ripping them off and declaring lower purses? Do you understand? It makes no sense. And he is getting 30%. The 10% has been put into escrow. Okay, so he's getting the 70-30.
If he wins.
If he wins, well, that's the thing. He doesn't seem confident he's going to win. Because if he'd knocked Fury out in sparring and he was this big Brixton gangster, why is he not getting in there to go and deal with business? No, he's scared and he's looking for retirement. He's looking for a way out. And his fans should not condone this. And I want to see who's still riding with him after he ducks Fury.
All right. Well, I guess that was a good idea to put the Skype link in the chat. We got a few guest callers. I'm going to the man that knows how to use Skype and raised his hand. Who are ya? Who are ya? If you raised your hand, you got to unmute now, and then we'll be able to hear you. There you go.
Is it me?
It is you.
How you doing, Nez? It's Dale from No Smoke Boxing. How are you?
I'm good. Dale, what's going on? From where?
Yeah. No Smoke Boxing.
Oh, No Smoke. I see you just changed your name to No Smoke. What's going on?
Yeah, doing good, mate. Yeah, just thought I'd call in and we had a on this Whyte and Fury thing. We had a call with Dylan Moran, who's an Irish pro, earlier today, and he's already had talks with because he's signed with Frank Warren for 3 years on being on that undercard. So it seems like Frank Warren's already putting the card together or looking at it. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see, if that comes into fruition. But I think Dylan Whyte will sign the contract. I think he's just pushing it as long as he can. He's the guy who just spoke then previously from the UK. He's right. I mean, Dylan Whyte's been declaring these low purses, but that's how Eddie Hearn and Matchroom structure their how they pay their fighters. They obviously, as you're aware, they earn a percentage of the actual whole show and not just ticket sales or pay-per-view sales or anything like that. So that's how they declare. But the guy who was on before is correct. Dylan Whyte's been declaring low numbers or as low as possible to the WBC, which means they get a lower purse fee. But yeah, I'm confident the fight goes ahead. If Frank Warren's building the card out already and putting some decent names on there from the UK, then it shows that they're confident that the fight's going to go ahead. I think Dylan Whyte's just trying to push it and piss Fury off and Fury and team off as much as they can, because he's obviously been lowballed on his split But yeah, I think that's what it is. And yeah, as the guy did earlier, just a shout out to Kell Brook. Brilliant win from him on the weekend. I think it was one of the biggest fights for British fans in a long time. So yeah, really good win for him.
All right, champ. Look like the phone lines are heating up. We're going out to Boston.
Yo, first of all, let me say, I don't pay Showtime to see you all there, not even putting a goddamn motherfucking effort. If I want to see two motherfuckers just fight, I pick up a fight with somebody in the street. Don't need that shit. You don't love that sport, my dude? Just move along. Gone. Fuck you. Next. What a great show. Thumbs up, donate. Hey, yo! What's happening, people?
What
Mr.
up?
Gibbs.
Mr. Georgie.
Listen, shout out to the UK. Shout out to the UK, always supporting TVV. But, yo, I'm disappointed with Dillian Whyte. Bro, you be talking about you won your title shot for years. But now money's the issue? Where really is your love for the sport, baby? That shit is disappointing as fuck. Sign that fucking thing already, B. What you waiting for? Ridiculous. Anyways, on the Charlo situation, Charlo be talking mad shit, huh? But when it's time to put the hands on Cat, he got exposed. I know he got to pump himself up, but all these type of accusations, the fuck going on there, bro? Saying, look, these people really don't look like they want to fight. I don't get it, B. Anyway, shout out to the UK, shout out to the USA.
Wait. So
what up?
So you saying the one that isn't hurt or claiming to be hurt, the one that is looking to be in shape is the one that scared the fight?
No. I'm talking about the Argentinian. He's seen that he don't want to fight. Charlo throwing accusations out there. We don't know if those claims are true or not. That's what he's saying. But like you say, he have accused people before of some shit too. We came out not to be true. So he already cried wolf a time or two. So for me to believe him, nah, bro. Anyways, if this dude you stop or not, fight him. Don't matter. At the end of the day, many niggas out here just stop. We don't even know. Just fight him, B. That's it. I gotta go. Everybody support the channel. Donate. I'm outie.
Georgie.
Yo, I like that guy.
Louisville Slugger. What up? LV. And we're just
TBV, what up?
There you go. What's up?
You
You straight?
Yeah, man. On the Fury Whyte tip, man. Kind of disappointing. Hopefully for Whyte can get the contract signed, but ain't no telling what they got going on with that. I'm pretty sure he got a nice little business team behind him. I'm not big on the business shit, so I'm pretty sure that he got a nice little team behind him telling him, what moves to make, what direction to go. But outside looking in, it looks like he's gonna let an opportunity slip. We know how he been calling out for a shot at the title. He got a shot at the title. Fury coming off a grueling fight with Wilder. So I mean, this might be a good, a nice little shot to go and get your checks. You know what I'm saying? You might upset some. I don't plan on it, but I'm not really sure what they plan on doing with Whyte. Wouldn't this be like one of his biggest paydays?
Of course.
Even with him accepting 20.
The biggest one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. So I mean, you getting your shot at the title, and you getting your biggest payday. So I mean, I'm not really, like I said, from the outside looking in, it looks like he's just gonna let an opportunity slip. But like I said, I'm pretty sure he got a business team that's telling him what direction to go. But I'll tell him to take the title shot and get your highest payday, and you probably can upset the apple cards. You know what I'm saying? But on the Charlo Castano tip, I'm definitely looking forward to that. It was disappointing to see that Castano got an injury, but like you said before, injuries is a part of the sport. So what I'm saying, I'm not sure what Charlo coming with the cheating accusations, but it ain't no telling with this sport. But I'm not going to accuse Castano of doing nothing like that. It might be just added motivation for him. You know what I'm saying? He getting one of the biggest fights in career for undisputed at 154. So, we all know the Jermell Charlo to be, the rough one. So he might just be using it as added motivation, to get him, get him ready for, his biggest fight at 154. So, I really ain't got too much to say on that. Just hopefully we can get it done sometime this year and get us another undisputed champion. And I do expect Jermell to, come out on top at that fight, late round stoppage. But yeah, that's all I really got to say. And shout out to Brooke. Brooke definitely got the job done this weekend. I'm not really sure what all this con people was believing. Like, we done seen this man quit in the ring before. You know what I'm saying? So off that alone, I already knew Brooke was going to get the job done. Brooke only 3 losses to a Triple G, a future Hall of Famer, EJ, a borderline or on his way to a Hall of Fame career, and Bud, Hall of Famer. So with that alone, it was easy to pick Brooke and to come out on top of that one. But yeah, man, y'all keep doing your thing. Good show.
All right. I got Mad Bent in Kansas City. What up?
Hey, what up? What up?
What's good?
Listen, I can't speak on Dylan Whyte. He speaks English, but nobody knows him. As far as Castano and Charlo, history showed us there was an Argentinian named La Máquina who used to knock everybody out. And when he started drug testing, he got really, really weak and then eventually retired. Yo, Rashidi Ellis is free. Let's get Rashidi Ellis kind of in. That's my call. TBV forever. Peace.
Let's go. Mad Bent 100. If you on Blog Talk and you feel like I haven't got to, it's because you have not pressed 1. We got Big Fish. Davidian. What up?
I'm healthy, strong, and about to knock Earl Spence out in Jesus' name. I'm bringing the whole church.
SDS Promotion.
You win some, you lose some. But you live and fight another day.
I got the whole Christian congregation behind me.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
In Jesus' name.
And we all know God only made one thing perfect, and that's my boxing ring.
All right, looking like Davidian is busy. We going to Boomerang. Coach Myers.
Yo.
You.
Yo, I ain't got much to say, man. You get my boomerang to whoever, or you just skip me.
Brandon. Boomerang. No Brandon. All right, well, that is everybody. Nest GTO, Instagram, and Twitter. Catch us on the next one. Today is Monday. That means Untitled at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We got a super chat from Big Matthew that says, Whyte knows Fury will turn him into a fucking meme. 3 crying out loud emojis. 2 crying out loud emojis, excuse me. So, yeah. That is that. Where can they find you at, Ringwalk?
Ringwalk Danny on all platforms. We'll be back tonight.
Peace.